football team come into play here? Like, is there an age range you start at, and usually from what level is it? Out of high school they start, or can you play in high school, or what? How does it work? And what are the benefits of this league?
Well, for us, it's been out of high school. In the leagues I've participated in, and this league, you have to be 18, and you have to be out of high school to come play. Now, most of the time, the teams individually decide on what age groups they let in. Some teams don't like young players. Other teams, love for young players to come out, and teams over time develop, of course. I think it's beneficial. If a kid can go to college, he needs to obviously go to college and take scholarship or walk on or whatever he's going to try to do. We've actually, I believe right now for us, the biggest thing that semi-pro has done has helped players get to other leagues. We've had guys with the Tennessee Crush, the team that I had, that got tryouts with the CFL. We had guys that were able to go and play indoor ball at different levels from there. And it keeps them active, for one thing. It keeps them active and keeps their options open. Obviously, you have guys that just play for the love of the game, and guys that sometimes didn't go to college, or just, maybe it didn't work out for them, and it's open to play. And some of these teams are more developmental than others, and some of them like to put on a local great venue. I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag when it comes down to semi-pro and development, but it's we try to make it a lot of fun, and we try to showcase people more. And most of the time with all these teams, they identify a kid that needs to play and go to college. There's plenty of guys that have played at semi-pro level that have went on to college afterwards, just because they could send film or and there's obviously they have to go through the what will keep them eligible when they come out. I mean, there's different rules now as far as you play in semi-pro, and as long as you're not getting paid, it's still really for fun.
Right. Now, I'm trying to envision. Well, actually, somebody, my man Sluggo in the chat, actually just asked, "Is there any compensation? There's no compensation for these players."
No, in semi-pro, there's not. Now teams will. My experience in the past has been, they'll provide free stuff. They might provide free equipment. Different teams provide, some have where they'll charge players a fee to cover all of their uniforms and stuff like that. One of the different things that we try to do with this league, it was one of the first things we did, was we do have a player registration where players go on and register. $10 gets their badge, gets some stickers, gets some good stuff for the league. Also, we're able to keep up with who's on what team, and we don't have player jumping. But we did not charge a league fee for the owners, because what we wanted to do is bring teams in. I was very familiar with a lot of the teams, and I didn't want them stressing over having to come into a new league and not know what to expect. So far, everybody's had a lot of fun, and it didn't cost them any money. They're going to have to pay enough money at their venues and how the season goes, and this is an opportunity for them to come in and just concentrate on their teams.
Okay, great. Score update. People asking what the score, the Thursday night score is. Ravens 10, Dolphins 0 for right now.
Wow.
That's a good. They had a big jump on them. Ravens are running on them right now, pretty strong. So I envision now, when I'm thinking about the sport of basketball, and you got the high school system, you got an AAU system, you've got a development league. I guess they call it the D League, now known as the G League. I guess because Gatorade's the new sponsors, but it's a league that actually feeds into the NBA directly. I'm trying to figure out, at some point in time with the football system, you think the football system would do something like, so right now everybody, either you're coming out of the college system. I mean, you see some guys come from high school or walk on sometimes, but it's more rare. But it seems like in basketball, you got, people who come straight out of high school or may have come from, one of the developmental league or even from European league in. You know what I'm saying? But football doesn't really the numbers aren't that same way. You may have some people from the Arena League, somebody from Canadian Football League, some maybe from, a semi-pro team, but just not the same way as it is in basketball. Do you think that this will increase in the future as the semi-pro/developmental leagues increase and develop?
I believe that it can. I really do believe that it can. And there have been, not from my team that I had with the Crush, but there was a team, I think when the Steelers played the Cardinals in the Super Bowl, their starting linebacker had actually played semi-pro with the Detroit Doughboys. I mean, there's been some guys that have actually stayed active in semi-pro if college didn't work out. We actually had a guy with us, Trey Blackman, that played for Auburn a few years back, that played with the team that we didn't even let him on the field. We let him practice with us because he had already been offered to go to the CFL, and the Coach Jones at the time with the Stampeders didn't want him hurt, so he came and worked out with us, but then just moved on. And I think that experience showed me that a lot of the players that came and worked out and were able to move on to indoor ball or to the CFL showed me that it is that teams can have a player to come in and develop. Now, you take years ago, Sports Illustrated did a story on semi-pro that I thought was very unfair. They went up north and showed a lot of those teams that were basically weekend warrior guys that wanted to come out there and participate. And you can take a team that just guys that want to go out there and have fun and come down here and play somebody from Atlanta, and you can get yourself hurt because some teams take it a lot more serious than others, and it can be very physical. And the more effort that a team puts into it, the more their organization becomes stronger. So I do believe that it can, to answer your question, yes, I do believe it can transfer over to develop to help guys, because I believe that semi-pro is a great tool for these guys going on to indoor ball and into the Canadian League, as it is already.
Right. I've seen in Atlanta, like you said, it's really competitive, but I've actually seen some female leagues here.
Yes.
And they play hard. They play really hard.
They do.
It's crazy, man. But I know in our area, I cannot remember what the name of the team was, but I don't know if it was the Georgia Mustangs. I can't remember. They played out of Osborne High School in Cobb County here in Georgia. But now, how does that work as far as a lot of different leagues, developmental leagues, but at some point, do you think there'll be a cooperation where maybe some interleague play at some point?
We actually have where two leagues are actually filling in some spots for us, because what helps is there's summer league, there's spring league, there's leagues that stagger, and I've contacted a couple of teams to come over and fill in because there's some good rivalry games. But then we also had approached a league about another team wanting a team to have a rivalry game, and they turned us down. So that does work, but you also have leagues that just will not allow it. So
right.
We're always open to that, and it's up to the individual who owns the league, and we always respect that.
Okay, I got you. All right. So, I thank you for the overview, definitely of this league. I'm going to jump probably deeper into some more questions about the Georgia Raiders and Andre's program. So if you're welcome to hang out if you want to, and can answer some questions.
Well, I'm in the league office right now. I'm gonna get back on to work, but I'm gonna listen to you guys the rest of the show. But I sure appreciate you letting me come on. It was very flattering for you guys to even let me come on and talk.
I appreciate it, Tracy. Now, do you have any information up? Do you have a website up or anything yet?
You can go to IAFLsemipro.com, and it explains everything. Takes you to the Facebook page. And I think it's just enjoyable to go through and see some good stuff on semi-pro. Welcome anybody to go to the site.
All right, I'll put that in the chat right now. IAFLsemipro.com.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
Okay, got it. All right. Thank you, Tracy, for hanging out with us. And like I said, we'll definitely keep pushing, folks out to get the recognition, get some folks out to those games. And, man, kudos on what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you, sir. I love your show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, Andre. How are you doing, brother? How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I am doing well. So, your team in the IFAL is the Georgia Raiders. And
that's correct.
First off, because I did a little bit of promo over the past day or so. Awesome logo, man. It's eye catching. It's an awesome logo. Made a nice statement, and it catches the eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's great marketing. So first off, I'm a marketing guy. I like visuals. I like the branding. And first off, I'll say that is an awesome logo, an awesome name for your team.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes. Now, your team actually is now holding tryouts, right? Or have they started, or have they completed the tryouts already?
Well, what we're doing right now, we're actually doing holding like a conditioning camp to try to get guys ready for tryout. Some of these guys are coming off of a summer season where they've already played, and some guys are, just coming in fresh, off the streets, so to speak. So we want to kind of try to get these guys in some type of a shape before we actually try to clock them at a 40 or a shuttle, and to make sure they understand how to actually go through the drills properly.
All right. Now, let me find this out first. How did you get started in this thing? How did you say, okay, I want a team in this league? I mean, did you play football? Were you a former pro football player? Was your coach once? Did your kids join? Give me a background of how you got into this.
Well, I actually got started. I was introduced to semi-pro football by one of the fellow coaches I coached against in Little League. I used to coach for the Ben Hill Tigers, and Coach Emery Williams actually coached for World Changers Church International. And we had a game against him. And after that game, he actually reached out to me and he told me, your talent level is too great for where you are. You need to come see me, and I will put you onto something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more challenging than what you're doing right now. So that's how I got started, and that was back in 2003.
Shout out to the Ben Hill League there.
Right.
Very nice, very
right.
nice. Yeah, man, they doing it big, man. Ben Hill and I just lost my team name, man. Down on the south side off of Roosevelt Highway. I just thought of the park.
Okay.
Welcome All. Welcome All.
Okay.
Yeah, so shout out to Welcome All and Ben Hill, south side. All right, so you said your son actually played for the team, right?
Right. My son actually plays for my team. Andre Bailey Jr. He's actually a punt returner, kick returner, wide receiver. He has had some college experience as well at Jacksonville State. And he's been playing this since about, I would say, about 2008.
And where did he go to high school?
He went to Riverdale High School.
Okay. Was he a standout out there?
Oh, yes. Actually was. He did pretty good in high school. He was just one of those kids that kind of got passed over like a lot of kids do. That's why this league is so important, because we do have a lot of young men that, maybe didn't get looked at in high school. And like Tracy said, that they actually need some more film to try to help get them into college. And that's really what this is all about. It should be a stepping stone to prepare these guys for the next level, whatever it may be, whatever their desire is, whether it's actually trying to go to college, arena, or, even higher dreams and expectations than that, which would be the NFL or Canadian Football League.
Right. Your team is now based out of Douglas County, right? Douglasville is where the games will be playing, right?
Yes, that is correct. We have acquired our home field to be Lithia Springs High School, and we actually practice over at the V-Plex over in Villa Rica. So, people here are pretty excited about it. It's a big stir going on about it, because a lot of people wasn't aware of this type of a football at this level.
Right.
So it's pretty exciting out here in Douglasville.
I mean, people like to see a good game, man. They like to see a good game, at all different levels. Something competitive, guys really going hard, and, just something that's entertaining, It's sad that, right now we're at a time period where although a lot of us are NFL fans, there's for various political reasons, you got one side of the coin people not watching because